Welcome to Cooking with the Council. We are doing a series of cooking segments featuring councilmen and some of the restaurateurs that are coming to the shops at Mustang Station, located at Valley View Lane and B Street. Today, we have Councilmember Cristal Retana, and we have Chef Uno Amanavag of Stix. Chef Uno is going to teach Cristal how to cook her famous duck fat fried rice. So Cristal Retana actually grew up in Farmers Branch. She's a first-generation Texan, and she's a proud daughter of Mexican parents. She went to R.L. Turner, and she went to Texas Women's University. She worked in the Texas Senate. She worked in the office of the mayor of the city council for the city of Dallas, and now she's working at Children's Health in government relations. We're glad to have her, and I'm going to ask her, Cristal, tell us why you ran for city council.
Thanks, Allison. So actually, I grew up thinking that I was going to be a doctor. I was actually in the biomedical academy for R.L. Turner. And then I went to college and I realized that I got really involved with policy while I was there in the different organizations I was a part of, and realized there was not a lot of representation when I went down on behalf of TWU down to Austin. There was not a lot of representation of people that grew up like me, that looked like me. And so with that, I realized that I really wanted to be a voice for my community. Whenever I started working for the city of Dallas, I realized that really the branch of government that I feel like really affects the quality of life more so than any other branch is your local government, your municipality. And so that's where I got to learn a lot about the quality of life issues around our region. And when the opportunity came up, I definitely thought that I wanted just to give back to the place that gave me so much, to the city that really helped me grow and become the woman that I am. And so I'm really excited to be a part of the council and have some amazing colleagues. And so just really I'm hoping to just make a difference for as long as I can, as much as I can.
All right, good. And I heard you recently got engaged. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I did. So my fiance now, he was actually stationed in Hawaii. He's in the Marine Corps. He flies drones. And so he actually was there the entire time that we were together, and we love to hike. And so on our last trip before he actually left the Marine Corps when he was finishing his service, we went to Hawaii and we climbed one of the highest peaks there, the Stairway to Heaven. And when we were up, it's about a 4 or 5 hour hike just to get to the top. And so when we got there, he surprised me, and he actually got one of his friends to fly a drone over where we were, and that's where he proposed. So it was really meaningful because that's kind of where we fell in love, and so really excited. And so we've been engaged since August of last year. So
yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
And how many marathons have you run?
Oh my gosh. So I started running in 2014. My first marathon was the Chicago Marathon. And now I was supposed to actually run the Nashville Marathon. That was going to be my 7th. In April, actually this weekend, I was supposed to be running it, but it got canceled due to everything going on. And so I think they're pushing it to the fall, but that would have been, so this Saturday I would have been running my 7th marathon. So
Gotcha. Well, that's exciting.
Thanks.
Now, Chef Uno Amanavag, and I practiced saying her name so I could really nail that. She is the chef and owner of Stix Asian Street Food. But before, she started Chino Chinatown in Trinity Grove. So you may have gone there. I was actually there last Mother's Day. It was awesome. And so her location now for Stix, it was at Legacy Food Hall. And now it's just right across the street from the SMU Law School front door on Hillcrest near Douglas, between Douglas and the university, near the BBVA Compass Bank. And she has a window there too, so not just a front door. So it's really convenient. So you have no reason not to go. And today we're going to try one of the duck fat fried rice kits that you can buy there. And all the items come inside of the kit that she will show you, and Cristal has with her right now. I made the kit last night, and I'm telling you, this is good, and it's easy, and anybody can do it. So don't let the word duck fat scare you, because at first I thought, what is that? Now, Uno was born in a Thai refugee camp. She is a first-generation Asian American. Her family moved to America, and her parents' advice was to get a good education, like all of our parents tell us, right? So she spent 16 years with a banking career, which was a great education, right? But her real passion was cooking. And so she took that leap of faith and started with Trinity Groves, the Chino Chinatown. And we're glad she did, because now we all get to enjoy her cooking at Red Stix. So I'm going to put you on the spot, Uno. Give us a fun fact.
My name stands for United Nations Organization. My parents' refugee camp in Nong Khai, Thailand was run by the UN. And so as a homage to them, as a big thank you for giving us potentially to America, they named me Uno.
Oh, I did not know that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, obviously.
I love that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good. Well, can you
It
show
also
us
means
what-
it also means one in Spanish.
Coincidentally,
true.
thank goodness for that.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to let Chef Uno take it from here, and she is going to teach Cristal first, what is duck fat? Because I had asked that question, so you might be thinking that too. And then how you can cook this fried rice and what is inside of the rice too.
For sure.
So, Cristal, you don't get to run a marathon, but you get to have duck fat fried rice today.
No, I will tell you. So my fiance, living in Hawaii, he started to fall in love with Pan Asian food and Asian food. So when I told him I was going to do this, he's like, "Oh, so that means we get Asian food for dinner."
Oh my gosh, this time I'm here in Maui, and I mean, I've grown to love this spam wasabi. I was like, I can't eat all that spam, but no, like we go to the gas station when we land, get a big spam wasabi from the gas station, and then head to the hotel. So yeah, it's good stuff. So duck fat fried rice. So the kit is there with you, so you can see there. It has everything in it that you need. And the great thing about this is that it's the basics that you need, but you can eventually understand and have the foundation to make any kind of fried rice that you want. So ta-da! And the instructions are on top of that. And so the first thing I'm going to have you do is, take that out, and you can see, and you can start cutting the package and seeing the instructions on top. I've had probably 24 folks come and buy this. I did this because folks are quarantined at home and they're with their kids and they want to cook and they want to dabble their feet in it. So this is a great entry to say, okay, this is the basic. I can get rice, I can get eggs, I can get soy sauce, and whatever protein I want to put in there. And what's different about what we've done here is that the wok infuses such a great flavor. So we actually wok sear the rice. And so you get that smoky flavor in it. There's duck fat in here already, but it's also studded with Chinese sausage. It's just like an Asian bacon. It's a little sweet, a little crisp, and then roasted pork that we marinated for 24 hours before we grill it. And then we slice it in here with some carrots, peas, and corn. I like to infuse a little bit of vegetables in here. So you got your package out, and you can see the instructions are on top of there. And those that aren't cooking along with me, you can also go cook along with me because we're going to do this real time. It'll take about 5 or 6 minutes from beginning to end from the time you open that box up.
Okay.
So you'll heat up the pan here, and then you're going to take out there's 2 black ramekins in there. The smaller one has duck fat in there.
The white one, the whiter one.
And you're going to put in half of that duck fat into your pan. And then it's got a lot of duck fat. And duck fat essentially is just that. It's duck fat. So ducks usually have really thick skin. And so when you sear it to make the skin crispy, you kind of cut the skin a little bit, and then you sear off some of the fat. Otherwise, it'd be really chewy. And that's how you get the crispy duck skin. So the rendered out duck fat is what we're using in here. So once you get that warmed up, I'm going to have you crack 2 eggs into the pan, just like you're doing 2 sunning up eggs. And you can do this at a medium heat.
I'm just waiting for the duck fat to kind of
Perfect.
heat up.
Fantastic. And you can use some salt and pepper on top of here too if you want to do that. There should be ample. There's going to be soy sauce in here. This is a soy sauce mix, so you probably don't need that. And then we have a seasoned rice in here too. So, but if you want to add extra salt and pepper on your eggs, you can.
Okay.
Let me know when you're there.
Okay.
So what do you like to cook when you're at home?
So growing up, it's traditional Mexican family, and I grew up with 5 brothers. So my mom is a huge cook.
Yeah.
So, she used to cook. We always had beans and rice and tortillas with almost every single meal. So that's probably basics that we always had for our meals. I will say one of my favorite dishes is enchiladas, and every region from Mexico cooks them differently. So ours is cooked a little different than everybody else's, but that's probably my, like, enchiladas duranguenses are probably like my favorite. But it was all Mexican food. That's all I know how to cook because that's what I grew up with. And so
I love it. I think there's so many parallels between Asian cooking and Mexican food because we take meats and we braise them down. There might be like offcuts of meat and really extract a lot of flavor with seasonings and lots of herbs and spices and cilantro and green onions.
Yeah, so cilantro is one of my, I love it. Cilantro is one of my favorite things. Okay, so you said that. Yeah, me too. Okay, so you said I cracked 2 eggs and then just, is like cook them scrambled style? Yep,
scrambled style. And so whenever, I kind of got a little bit of a jump start here, so I'm going to wait for you.
Okay.
To get the eggs scrambled, and then we're going to add in the rice. And so as soon as you get those eggs in there, we'll cut the package of rice open, cut it as close to the top as possible.
Okay.
Where it's sealed, because I want you to break up the rice. Your rice is going to be a little harder because it's been sitting in the fridge. Day-old rice is the secret to the perfect fried rice, because otherwise your rice will be mushy if you get it hot or fresh. And so this day-old rice is going to be perfect for this. So just cut the top of it open, then break it apart a little bit.
How old were you when you came over?
Oh my gosh, I was less than a year old. Well, maybe I was like 14 months. And so we came to Houston and we ended up in Fort Worth. And my sister was born here in America, in Houston. It was funny because my dad told my mom she had to say no to everything. So they would come into the hospital room and be like, "Are you hungry?" She's like, "No." "You want a picture of your daughter?" "No." So she's like, "I was hungry. I have no pictures of your sister." Poor mom. She speaks English pretty well now. She's been in the States for, I guess I'm 42, so 41 years, and she gets by for sure.
And so do you want me to dump the rice inside with the egg?
Yes, please. Okay. I'm going to transfer this over to here. This is live cooking. We got to do what we got to do. Okay. So you're going to put the rice in there. What you're going to do is mix the eggs and the rice together, and you're going to resuscitate the rice with the heat so it's going to soften up a little bit. That's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes. So do you make enchiladas at home?
Yes, I do. I will say my mother still makes them better than I can, but yes, so I make them at home. It's one of our, we just had Easter. So that whole week of Easter, right before Easter, it's Holy Week. And so we're not supposed to eat meat. At least our family doesn't eat meat. So that's kind of one of the signature dishes that we make is enchiladas or chile rellenos, which are basically just stuffed poblanos and things like that. Yes.
Yeah, so we can trade recipes at some point.
There you go. Yes. Would love that.
Once you get the rice broken up, what you're going to do is pour in the soy sauce mix. The soy sauce mix is a combination of soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce in there, and a little bit of water because otherwise it'd be too salty. It helps you kind of soften the rice a little bit.
Okay. This is a pretty great portion.
Thank you. It's a dinner for 2, and it's $18.95 for that box. And so it's a great full dinner for 2 people, or it could be a side dish for something else that you make. You can make some grilled steak or chicken to go with it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great portion. And so what's your favorite dish that you grew up with that you still love your mom to cook for you?
Oh my gosh, this is probably one of my favorites just because, fried rice in general. Rice and eggs were a staple in our house, and the original duck fat fried rice was pork fat fried rice. My mom would take pork belly and render it out. And so we'd take the pork, she'd use the pork fat for other things in our foods. And so she would take it out and make fried rice with it. So my sister and I literally between this and ramen noodles was we had enchiladas, beans and rice. I had fried rice, everything, and ramen noodles, everything. But my mom also cooked to make ends meet too. So we would cater on the weekends, and I would watch the art of her making food and how happy people were doing that. Mm-hmm. So I always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to cook for a living. I just didn't know that I was going to have a restaurant. I just thought I was going to be like a famous television star somehow. But this is good. Zoom is good.
Zoom is good. Yes, I love it. You know, it's funny. My mom does the same. We cook a lot with pork too, and so whenever we'd go, my parents, and we'd cook pork and, you know, have chicharrones and whatnot, but she would keep the fat and then store it in like a container. And so she would use that to cook too. And she still does that to this day. So I think we do have a lot of similarities between our cultures for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing that my mom will ever waste. You know, she would get a whole chicken, take the chicken, she could boil it, and then make something out of the broth, take the pieces of chicken apart, make a stir fry, and then anything else that was left over would go into like a dish like lapkai or something along those lines, that we absolutely wasted nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I still think my mom has an art where we would go into the kitchen and say there was nothing to eat, and then 15 minutes later, she would build up some concoction with anything that she had in the fridge. And I think that's just I still think
true.
So, yeah.
I recently adopted that same thing. We do a lot of things. We do something called Thai salsa at Red Stix, and kind of similar to Mexican salsa. And it's got ginger in there. It's got Thai chilies instead of jalapenos, but it's still got lime juice, and we roast the tomatoes and everything. And I love when people come and I go, what's that thing that tastes like salsa? I go, it's Thai salsa. I made it easy for everybody. But we have a lot of stems left over. Okay, where are you now?
Okay, so you said I put the entire soy sauce in there?
The entire soy sauce in there, yep.
Okay, awesome.
So we started using the stems. We were tossing so many cilantro stems, but cilantro has the most flavor. So now we use the leaves for our dishes, and then the stems go into our Thai salsa.
Yep.
How's it going over there? Can you smell it?
I can smell it, yes. It smells so good.
Beautiful. We're almost done, by the way.
Oh my
God. So you can just let that sit for just a second, just like medium heat. And what you can do is slice the cilantro and the green onions. It's in the package there.
Okay.
And just going to do is really thin slice with it. And that's going to be the garnish that goes on top of the fried rice.
Okay.
Little bright green spot here. And so my rice is done. So I'm going to go ahead and plate it. And then when we take it out, we're going to use a pan to do 2 sunny up eggs on top. And this is where you can divide, it's date night, divide into 2 plates, and then put a fried egg on each one of them and garnish with salt and garnish with the cilantro and green onions.
Oh, got it. Okay. So then I'm going to, once the rice is done, I'll set it to the side, and then I'm going to fry 2 eggs, the 2 remaining eggs.
Yes, you could do a sunny up egg in the same pan. So I'm going to show you guys what mine looks like here.
Perfect.
I can smell all the duck fat in it. So amazing.
I'm
just going to mound it. Okay. All right, I'm going to put the other half of the duck fat is going to go in the pan when you get done with that. And then just 2 sunny up eggs, or cook the eggs to your preference. So you can have over medium, scramble, whatever you want.
Perfect.
So how long have you been part of Farmers Branch City Council?
So I was elected in May of last year. So actually, I think in like about a week and a half, it'll be my 1-year anniversary. So
yay!
Yes, it's gone by so fast.
So what are your plans? Like, what are next steps for you? Like, what is in a year from now, where do you see yourself?
I work for Children's Health, and I love, married, hopefully. We're supposed to get married in September in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. That's my fiance's from Guanajuato, which is where San Miguel is. And but with everything going on, I mean, we're still kind of, we're hoping it still happens, but so hopefully married. And I work for Children's, and I love my job. So hopefully still be there. And then yeah, in a year I'll be probably celebrating my second year anniversary as city council member, and just trying to take that one step at a time. Okay, now I'm gonna put in the rest of the duck sauce into the pan for the egg.
Exactly. I'm glad you can fry an egg. I'm kind of impressed.
I'm sorry?
I'm impressed. Like you are like just moving along in this whole deal.
That's probably one of the first things I learned how to cook growing up.
So I have a boyfriend, and he's 42, 43 years old. And he was like, I want to learn to cook. And the first thing I made him cook for me were eggs. You know that he's never cooked an egg before. He never cracked an egg. He put it in the palm of his hand and just crushed it. And had shell everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing? So he's trying to take it out. I'm like, no, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating your eggshell scramble. So I'm always impressed when I don't have to say, how do you teach someone how to crack an egg?
Oh my gosh. I'm glad. Yeah, that's I think probably one of the things that I know my fiance knows how to do is, make eggs.
It adds a little texture, so I can give him that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Fantastic. My egg is done. I'll try to see if I can take it out. It's like non-stick as I like. I'm gonna do my best.
What?
My pan isn't as non-stick, so I'm gonna do my best. I have one really good egg on here. I'm gonna show y'all in a second.
Oh, I know. Mine's the same way. Mine, sometimes just depending on what you cook on it before.
Yeah. And then once you did it, you're gonna put that right on top of your fried rice, and then garnish it with the cilantro and the green onions, and then you're done.
Got it.
It's an Uno size serving, which is one serving for me, but like 4 servings to everybody else.
Oh, trust me, if I don't leave my fiance some, he'd be very, very upset. Very upset. Okay, so I have my egg, and you said I put it on top.
Correct. And then garnish with some cilantro and green onions.
This on the side.
Oh, I have a spoon right here. And what I like to do with the egg is I like to break the yolk and mix it into the rice. It adds this like unctuousness, and it coats like the little grains. It's so perfect.
All right, so this is what my dish looks like.
Yum, you did good.
So now I can tell my fiance I know how to cook one Asian dish.
Yes, there you go.
I actually got my chopsticks.
Perfect.
I was telling Allison earlier that I'm not a pro, but I'll try. I do my best.
Perfect.
You said that you prefer to just cut the middle of the yolk.
And then toss it together, and that way you get that richness from the yolk on the rice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'll let you take the first bite, and I'll wait. Also, I am salivating right now because I can smell all the goodness in it.
I know, and you can smell. I love the cilantro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is such a good.
There's some ginger in the rice too, so you'll get a little flavor of that.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna jump in.
You may need a spoon. I'm watching you.
Do what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do this.
Okay. Perfect. There you go.
I have my spoon because that's, I think, what I'm going to do. I did. I tried. I did the first bite with it. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah. So there's pork in there, and but there's also those little red little confetti things, or it's called Chinese sausage. It's like Asian bacon. It's a little sweet, a little crisp.
Okay. So I see corn, and we have the egg, the rice. I see.
Yep.
Carrot and the sausage. It's so good.
Yeah. So in the rice itself, it had ginger and garlic. It's walked through with some duck fat and salt and pepper. And that's pretty much it. It's that high heat intensity that adds that smoky flavor to it. So it's kind of like, it's like from my kitchen to yours.
No, definitely. And I didn't even have to add anything like any other salt and pepper. I think the seasoning on it is so perfect.
Thank you. We try.
No,
So we're
that's-
looking at doing other kits for folks. 'Cause, I mean, so many parents come in and they want to do like dumplings with their kids and stuff. Like maybe I can just make the dumpling mix, cryovac it, and then have different folds that people can do at home. Because if the kids are making it, they can bake it, you can fry it, you can make wonton soup with it. It's just so many different options. Yeah. It's a new world we're living in.
Oh, it is, and I will say that now being, we're even working from home, we have done a lot more cooking, which I think is nice too. And I see also like on social media, a lot of families are doing more cooking together. They're spending more time together. So I think that would be so well received, and it was so easy.
Well, I can't wait for you to come and join or come and hang out at Red Stix SMU. And I'm looking forward to being in Farmers Branch as well.
We are so excited. I cannot wait. I know that a lot of our residents are just waiting for everything to open because we just love the options that we're going to have there. So we're excited to have you at Mustang Station.
Thank you. And I know that Cox Farms is already open. And so I think a couple of these things are available there at Cox Farms.
Right.
So some of the veggies and stuff like that. But if you can't find it, you can always come to Red Stix and get them. And you can go online to Red Stix Street Food and order online for pickup or delivery. And these family meal kits are online as well.
That is true. Cox Farms Market is open now. They opened during this shelter in place. So you can go there right now and get some organic produce. A lot of the ingredients here, the eggs and the veggies, and they have meats too. So that's at the corner of Valley View Lane and B Street, where the shops at Mustang Station are developing. And Uno's Red Stix will be one of those concepts in the future, as long as some other great restaurants. Cedar Creek Brew House actually is under construction right now with their sign up. So you've probably seen that. But I just want to congratulate all of the people that are doing really hard work and adjusting to this environment in the restaurant community. So for the delivery and takeout, that's a new thing when you're closed down. And I feel like Uno is doing an amazing job. So we're excited for them to be coming, and we look forward to the opening. But more than anything, please go and support your local restaurants, do delivery and takeout, and help these mom and pop stores that really need your help in these times. And thank you for joining us today. And I hope you got to know a little bit more about Uno and a little bit more about Cristal, and you got to know a lot about duck fat fried rice.
Thank you, Chef Uno. Thank you so much. Everybody stay safe and stay home. We appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.